glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Go Bama Nation, let's go. Welcome into the Coach Smook Morning Show. What's good, everybody? Good to see everybody in the chat this morning. I see y'all dragging on in. I see y'all coming in late. What's good, man? We got everybody checking in on YouTube. Let me know where you watching from this morning, man. I had to get an early start this morning. I know a lot of y'all just waking up, getting to work and getting in, starting your days. Hopefully y'all have had a blessed morning thus far, man. I know these mornings after wins get busy because we got to get back to work. We got to get back to our Monday morning surroundings, right? We got to get back around these people and in these spaces around these people that was dogging us so bad last week coming out of that Florida State game, just to come back here and pitch a 73-0 shutout. And they still act like, okay, this is just ULM. Yeah, we understand it was just ULM, but 73-0 ULM. This ain't a 28-3 Georgia over Austin P. Ooh, this ain't a look. This ain't a 42 whatever Auburn beat whoever this weekend. This ain't none of that. This ain't a loss to USF Florida. All right. This ain't, and Tennessee handled business against Eastern Tennessee. I will give them that credit, but we got a little yapping to do today. Complete shutdown. Britt, appreciate you for checking in on both sides. She checking in on the TikTok side. Give it up for Britt, y'all. Over there on the TikTok side, we got a lot of people checking in on TikTok. Noah, Elias, I see you. Matthew, Manny, Brad, I see y'all, man. Appreciate the gifts over there. Much love. YouTube, how y'all feeling this morning? We got MJ checking in, Mary J in the back on the ones and twos. He said, yeah, baby, we live. Remember to like and share the stream. If you haven't already, subscribe. It's free. You'll love it here. Facts, man. We took the weekend really to really rest, man. And as y'all can see, I'm very well rested. I actually got up this morning, was able to get some stretching in. My body, man, my back and stuff has been crazy since I've been back from UHP. But I took some time to get some rest yesterday. Ate good yesterday. Had a good time over at the people's house, and man, it was just good vibes, man. Watching some NFL ball. We're gonna talk a little NFL ball today too, y'all. Get into that conversation and talk about my Falcons blowing it again, right? Following the lead from the Dallas Cowboys. It seemed like, as much as I hate the Cowboys, my team just is dealing with the same thing they dealing with. We need a front office flop, like the owner and management, everything just need to flop. We need to try something else, right? Just go in a whole nother direction. It's going a whole nother direction right now. So we'll talk about that later on in the show, man. But just wanted to give y'all a chance to come in and get settled in. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. We've been getting our numbers crazy. I want to give y'all credit, give y'all flowers while y'all was here, man. The YouTube chat, the viewership has shot up so much in the past 2 weeks since the season kicked off, and I can't thank y'all enough for continuing to like and share the stream. I know a lot of people can't actually comment and interact like they want to because we go at a time where people are at work, but our evening shows, the number on the evening shows is starting to go up like crazy. So we're going to think about shifting our schedule a little bit more to the evening time, and on the front end of the schedule in the morning, I really want to start because we have our Friday Night Light segments for high school coverage starting in 2 weeks. Well, what's this Friday? Next Friday will be our first Friday Night Light segment, and we'll be selecting which location we'll be showing up at. But the objective is, man, to maximize our platform space, and that's in every aspect. You all know I love recruiting. I love talking recruiting. I love player eval. I love watching film, all that good stuff. So Friday Night Lights gets real. It creates a real busy time for us here at the Coach Smook Network. And hopefully y'all are ready to support it. And because we got a lot of prospects we're going to be checking out. Going to be bringing a lot of prospects to the forefront. In our platform, we got a lot of kids getting looked at because of that segment we was doing last year. So we're going to continue to do that and help that grow. But outside of that, man, don't forget to check out the merch here on the Coach Smook Network, man. Y'all, this stuff, I'm telling y'all, it look good, man. It look good. Can I get the link in the chat real quick? Let me get the link in the chat. One of my mods. What's good, Sully? I see you checking in. Antoine, I see y'all popping in real quick. I see y'all. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, Sully, man, how was it? My boy Sully was at the game. How was it, man? Hopefully you able to call in and give us your experience at the ULM game. That was your what, 4th, 5th game? My boy said he been to like 5, 10 games in the past year. Hey, shout out to the 21 in the chat on YouTube. Continue running likes up, man. We're doing a good job. Like I said, keeping the likes up and everything. I had an announcement. Oh yeah. So Voice of College Football, y'all. We got tonight, Monday night, y'all know, is our Alabama kickoff show, like our week kickoff show, where we kind of dive into the breakdown of ULM. Some of the topics and things that I'm going to discuss today, we won't mention. We won't mention some of the topics we'll be discussing tonight, but in today's show, listen to the conversations, because the interviews today, the media availability today, I think we're going to get some interesting feedback from this staff. I really do. And then tomorrow, I think the players are going to give us some sound bites too, man. There's a lot of stuff going on that lets me know that this team is taking a turn for the better. When we talk about taking things personal, right? When we talk about accountability and mindset, I think this team is taking a turn for the better. And a 73-0 shutout should convince your fan base, right? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, and we'll open the phone line so you all can express your feelings around it too. So we'll get into that today also. All right, we got 2 more minutes before we kick off the show. So Anybody else, man, in the chat got anything else we need to put out, Mary J? We talked about the merch. I feel like I'm just ready to get into the show. Y'all ready to get into the show, man? Somebody say put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's do it, man. I'm ready to go. We ain't gotta wait. Let's go. You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Hey, y'all, as we get ready to break this game down just a little bit, man, we're kind of just this today. We're going to highlight some of the keys that we were looking for going into this game as far as the performance of this team. And when I say the keys, you all remember the 3 keys. We talked about effort being the first one. The first thing that had to be checked off the block for us to see this team and have some type of confidence leaving this game with a win. We didn't talk about the point margin. We didn't talk about, how many touchdowns need to be thrown. We just talk about how we should win. And that's with 100% effort. And yes, the talent on the roster, there's a great, margin in that. But you expect if there's a talent gap like we expect, right? You expect this team to get, blown out. The fact that Alabama was able to do that in the fashion that they did, and I think we ended the game with 5 total penalties, the whole game, 2 missed tackles. That's effort. That's what you want to see. And we're going to jump into the stats. Let me get the stats up here real quick. Here we go. All right, let's get it. I'm going to go like this. Going to start on the offensive side of the ball. We're just going to go over the basic stats, y'all. And then we're going to start breaking down the numbers. I'm going to get y'all into a conversation today that really starts to allow me to believe that the effort is there. And now we can see the expertise in coaching, especially on the offensive side. Ryan Grubb did something that I don't think everybody's giving him credit for. There's something that he did. The balance and play calling was so effective. And we still threw the ball more than we ran the ball because of the execution of the line up front. And then Kevin Riley, shout out Kevin Riley. This just like my initial reaction, just going back and watching the field. Kevin Riley is the most patient, explosive runner we have in the running back room right now. But I think right now, with the way that he's running the ball against a team like he's your pace back, right? So if you want to start with Daniel Hill and Richard Young's physicality in the run game, right? You're not too bent on explosiveness, right? You're not trying to stretch the defense left and right. You're really just trying to hit them up the middle, right? You got 2 backs that you can do that with until Jam Miller gets back, of course. But then Kevin Riley, he complements that style of running so much because of his patience and the way he can get skinny in the hole, man, and hit his gaps. Oh, man, it's a sight to see. And yes, it's against ULM. Yes, it's against ULM, but execution to see it done in live action behind the offensive line group, especially when we saw Jaden Roberts get back at the right guard position. We're going to talk about that a little bit too, man. It's a lot to talk about. Now that we've calmed down, we've been able to watch the game. I think I'm only in like the second quarter right now. I'm only in the second quarter as far as breaking it down and looking at some particulars, but this is just my initial reaction coming back from, that display of effort, that lack of effort that was on display against Florida State, to come back to see the fire. You saw if you guys had a real chip on their shoulder. One thing that I did take account to, right, that I did take notice to was the fact that the players were real adamant about interacting with the fans during the game. And if you were at the game, you saw them hyping the crowd up a lot from the sideline. You saw, during the celebrations in the end zone, a lot of things directed towards the fans. And I think the fans, especially the ones that have a presence on social media, especially on Twitter, my Gump Twitter fan base, I think we really need to really take a look at how we affect our players. And some of the things that's being said on the social media, man, is not going to, this team may very well win out the rest of the season. but some of your talk and some of the ways that you try to portray Alabama fan base to be is not the Bama fan base. But this is what these kids are seeing. And regardless if you want to be that person or not and accept it, these kids do pay attention to what's happening on social media. These are young men. A lot of their lives, have been lived through social media since they started playing the game. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna open the phone line. I think this is a good change of pace type of time for Alabama fans to kind of self-correct before the team gets on the roll, and then now it's more of an animosity type thing instead of just us celebrating the greatness that's happening before. So we're going to get into a lot of conversations there. Hopefully y'all are ready to do it. So first things first, let's talk about the quarterback. What's up, man? T-Boom, what's good, man? Good morning. Y'all, I got to tell y'all, yesterday was before we get into it, yesterday was so full of I guess you could say joy. Like church was just relaxing, right? It was refreshing. And then left church, got a snack, walked the dogs out in the backyard. It was like a nice day. The weather was perfect. Sat on the back porch, just was enjoying the breeze, then went to the people's house and ate over there and fell asleep watching football, watching my Falcons lose, man. What's up, Jack? Good to see y'all in the chat, man. Rutherford, good to see you. Good morning. But y'all, when I say like this morning, I walk outside and it's fall. It's fall, y'all. Like, give it up for fall. Fall is here. Fall done stepped in the door. Fall done kicked in the door and them brought us. And it always happens after a big Bama win, if y'all ain't noticed the last couple years. So let's get into the show, man. I feel good today. Hopefully everybody in the chat feel like I feel. I feel good today on this Monday morning. All right. Quarterback performance, man. Ty Simpson, perfect game. Literally perfect game. Literally perfect game. Let me get this up on the screen so I can share it up for us, chat. Literally a perfect game. And this is a good thing to see, y'all. This is a good thing to see, the confidence. Yes, it was ULM. And I'm going to say that a lot today because I know that's going to be the narrative. Oh, yes, it's ULM. I don't care. The fact that you can go perfect. The fact that you can go perfect in a game at the college level is something to be marveled upon. And I mean, not 17, not just 9 for 9 like you see in some games. These were efficient passes. We weren't just beating them over top. It wasn't like him throwing up prayers. This was decisive, on time. Like I want to say around his 4th or 5th throw, you could start to see that he was getting better with his timing with the wide receivers. And once again, I know everybody doesn't like it, but the depth of rotation in that wide receiver room, all of his weapons that's available, the running backs rotating around him, I think it keeps him balanced on being building chemistry with every personnel that's going to be available in the game plan, right? Because if you all notice, we got a few more RPO calls this game, like traditional RPO where he can either give or pull it and take off or pull it, and there's a pass downfield, a backside slant. All of these different things we are seeing it done in this game, and I don't think it was just because of the opponent. I just think effective execution, right? Guys dialing in and completing their assignments. It doesn't matter who the opponent is at that point. We did not get to see any execution on a consistent level other than the first drive against Florida State. So we got to see what we saw against ULM. We saw it one drive last week against Florida State, which is a good defense. We saw Florida State put up 70 points, or was it 63, 70 points, something like that this past weekend. They didn't shut their opponent out, but they look like they're going to be an exciting team to watch, especially in the ACC. But yeah, I definitely saw that 17 for 17. And I seen a lot of people overreacting, man. It was crazy how the fans do. Last week, it wasn't his fault. It was the O-line. And then, making excuses for him. Well, if you go look at the PFF, same thing from last week. His offensive line, average time, snap to throw, 4.1 seconds. You had 3.8 seconds last week. I mean, you look at the level of talent, it's ULM. You should expect to have 4 seconds in the pocket. I mean, you should expect it, but that means that we're literally giving you generally that extra, that 0.2 seconds, 0.3 seconds that you're getting. You still got to be able to deliver against the next level of talent. Your throws got to be a little bit tighter. I saw Ty make a lot of tight window throws or tight coverage throws this weekend, right? His touchdown passes were just wide open. Great execution downfield and route running. Shout out to Cole Adams and Rico Scott. Oh my God. Jalen Hale, I see you, man. He didn't get the targets I expected, but I see you. I told you all, seeing Ryan Williams on the sideline, it did me some good to see this wide receiver room build some confidence, because I think that's going to be needed going forward. I don't think Ryan Williams would start to be a true impact for this offense until we get down later into the I want to say not even Vanderbilt. I'm saying like maybe Tennessee, a Tennessee game. Like that's when I feel like Ryan Williams will start to come out and be able to be an impact, because I seen flashes from Horton this past Saturday. All of these different people showed up because of efficient play from Ty Simpson. You see the numbers, 17 of 17 passing, 3 touchdowns, 226 yards passing. Then you had Austin Mack come in 8. I think he went 8 of 10 for 2 touchdowns, 80 yards. And he looked good. He looked good. Had the first team offensive line in there with him. He looked good. Then you had Keelan Russell come in, man. Creating plays, extending plays. Extending plays, something that this staff is always talking about this young man being able to do, never had a problem with doing. And the demeanor of all 3 quarterbacks throughout the game, man, it was good to see. I tell you what, there are 3 dogs in our quarterback room. And Ty Simpson, if he continues on this trend, right, where he's playing safe and he keeps the numbers, no matter what Alabama's season looks like, you know, at the end, I think this is going to be a one and done year for Ty Simpson. If he can just be an efficient quarterback, if his numbers stay consistent where he's able to dial up 2 to 3 touchdowns a game, 250 plus a game, no turnovers, he's a minimal turnover guy. Watch how much his stock grows, because we all know he has arm talent, right? We all know he has arm talent. It's about building that confidence and letting that ball go. And I think we saw that against ULM with all 3 quarterbacks. Just their whole countenance changed. So the quarterback room looked real awesome this past weekend. Let me go back here, and then we're going to pull up the rushing numbers. The run game, something that I know everybody was excited to see. Ryan Grubb running the ball, right? How many total attempts did we have? Let me pull up my other stat sheet. I started my notepad, but I'm not done. I got to finish the game, y'all. I'm going to finish the game after this live today. And as promised last week, this week we'll start our late night Coach Smook reactions film sessions. I'm going to start those up this week. All right, we got ULM stat sheet here. Let's go here. Boom. So we got that one. Let's load this up. 36 total carries in the game, chat. 212 total yards of rushing. 371 total passing. With Ty Simpson leading. Okay, I had to make sure. So it was 8 for 10. So our completion percentage, we went 29 of 33. What is that? What is that average completion percentage? What's that? Like 86 completion percentage, chat? Homer J. Simpson taught our QB Ty Simpson really. Bro, I almost called the score for the OU game. Remember I said 2018? You did. I had Michigan upsetting y'all, though. That's crazy. I had Michigan upsetting y'all. Hey, you know what's crazy, though? Mateer, do you think Mateer is going to be able to hold up like that? That was some risky running. I liked him. I like John Mateer. We're going to talk about it, man. We're going to talk about it. John Mateer look good, though. Yeah. What's good, Chief? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide. Hey, appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Make sure y'all continue running likes up. We got 46 in the chat on YouTube. Continue running likes up, man. How many likes we sitting at? We sitting at 16 likes. Nah, come on. We need them 25 likes, man. We beg for likes. Brit, perfection over there on TikTok. I see y'all tapping the screen. Antonio, what's good, my brother? Welcome in. Pastor Chris, I see you. Appreciate y'all for tapping the screen. But yeah, so looking at the game, man, quarterback room overall performance good. I think that's a 86 completion percentage for the day between all three quarterbacks. You had a total of 4 incompletions. Nice. 29 total receptions. And I think one of them was dropped. One of Austin Mack's balls was dropped. No. Both he and Russell had a drop pass. But yeah, so let's go to the running back room, man. Let's go to the running back room. I know we have more people contributing in the running back room than the running backs, but I want to look at the production from the running backs particularly. Let me go here. Why is it not coming up like the passing? Let's get to the rushing. All right, so let's look at the site, the Alabama Athletics site, their little profile. I like how they got this set up. We're going to use this. We're going to reference this from now on. I like this. Rolltide.com. I like this. I like how they got this set up. They got the rushing leads. Look at AK Deer. Did y'all see that boy's explosiveness? Like when he got out in the open field? Did y'all see? But not just him. This is why the future of the running back room is so scary, because we've been talking about Kevin Riley being that guy that if he had an opportunity, you know, don't be surprised if he gets an opportunity and he explodes and kind of shows himself to be like that Josh Jacobs type guy for the running back room. And we knew it was a matter of time. And like I said, Jam Miller being out opens the door for all 4 of those backs behind him to contribute. And in a game like this, where you didn't get to see Riley in a heavy dose, like you did early on with Daniel Hill and Richard Young, you saw their explosiveness against more physical fronts, right? So why not utilize ULM game to really allow a guy like Kevin Riley to showcase, oh wow, now you got to prepare for another weapon. And it's not even in our receiving core. And the funny thing is, I don't think y'all realize Kevin Riley gets split out into that slot, or he gets put out as a split out. He gets split out to the boundary a lot in those 5 wide sets. They trust him in the route running game, so he really is starting to create some quality. I guess you could say some stock for himself as far as what he's going to be able to contribute to this team. Because I still look at Dre Washington struggling in pass pro. I know he came in; he's a veteran guy, comes over, but he's struggling in pass pro. Kevin Riley, I've seen him, man, stepping up, taking on the contact, not taking on contact, initiating contact in pass pro, and standing guys up. So, and yes, again, it's ULM, but the willingness to do the assignment, he's effective for the offensive flow. And then you got a younger and like Daniel Hill coming in, running tough. I mean, just an explosive ball carrier, very patient, hard to bring down. Then Richard Young is your veteran guy that's just waiting. I mean, we've seen his explosive spots, right? All 3 ran tough. And then you got the true freshman, AK Deer, coming in behind all that to come in and be another explosive asset. This running back room is stacked. Shout out to Kevin Riley. Didn't have a touchdown in the game, but was definitely one of the more impactful in the run game. Dre Washington coming in, averaging 4 yards per carry. And then Richard Young doing more power running this game, getting tough yardage. And I think that's going to be his forte. That's where he's going to come in and be able to as long as he stays healthy, I think he's that back that when we got to slow the game down, we want Richard Young, Daniel Hill in that backfield toting that rock. And I think Ryan Grubb's willingness to get to the run game early and allow the O-line to establish a push is what set this game up to flow the way it did. What's up, Lisa? Good to see you. Roll Tide. My boy Jason in the chat. I see you. Riley remind me of B-Rob, his running style. B-Rob, you know they come from the same area, right? A lot of people compared it, and the only reason he doesn't get a lot of big back comparisons is because of his size and his frame. But if you look at his the way his running style is, he don't run like a little back. He don't run like a little back. Yeah, Richard Young is definitely a beast. He's definitely a beast. Chief, what you had to say? He said, how about the O-line opening that hole for Deer? And that's what I'm saying. That was your second group. That's your Michael Carroll and your Rock Montgomery and your Joseph Ionota, I think was in on that same drive, wasn't it? Jackson Lloyd. That was your second group O-line, man. I'm telling you, this group just brought a different type of energy to this game. Chip on their shoulder, whatever you want to call it. This running back group brought a different type of energy to the game because they really were the offense last week until it got taken away from them. And I think Ryan Grubb realized that. I think utilizing all four backs in real game like situations, right? Not just in garbage time. We saw a 3 running back rotation in the first quarter. We saw a lot of shuffling on and off the field in that first drive. A lot of people don't like it. I love it, man. I love it. It gives you another advantage. Something, if you're going to rep it and that's going to be your flow, that's how you're moving up and down the field, whether it's on tempo, whether it's controlled, it still makes the defense have to look back and forth a few more times. It gives you that much of a slight advantage as far as the way your offense flows. Because now you can play in positionless ball with your wide receivers. You got tight ends that can split and play on the end of the line of scrimmage and be effective in blocking. You got to see all of that effectiveness. Question. Somebody asked me, where's Danny Lewis? I told you all, this tight end room was stacked with young talent. The transfers guys came in, picked up. You can't be injured when quality guys and system guys fit. You can't be injured and miss time. And I think right now we're seeing, I don't think it's one of those things where he's mad or anything, but it's just you're seeing what happens when you have a talent depth at certain spots on the field. Jay Lindsey showing up and his physicality, I could see this H-back room starting to really evolve, man. The guys that's like more so the fullbacks, receiving fullbacks, that's your H guys. They're the tight ends that they come off the line of scrimmage and really been blowing stuff up. And then big shout out before we continue, because this is a huge play. Will Sanders, man, coming in, lining up at the H-back position. I knew it was going to be a crazy play because his split was crazy wide. I knew they wanted him to pick up some speed and try to kill whoever was going to show up in that hole because, oh my God, somebody give me that clip. Can we get the clip? Can we get the clip of Will Sanders clearing the block? I forget what down. I think Kevin Riley had that first down run. Or was it on the Richard Young touchdown? I can't remember, but man, Jesus, somebody help that young man. Let's see. Riley remind me of B-Rob. That was the last question. Richard Young is a beast. Let me get back full screen real quick. Let's jump in the chat. She said, what you had, Elisa? Guess my regular channel got blocked. Said I'd be back for the Crow one. Oh, okay. I guess my regular channel. I don't know what you're talking about. On my way to Huntsville. What you head to Huntsville for, girl? Do you think AK Deer should get more carries? It just depends on the situation. And these questions are tricky because a lot of people be like, yeah, give him more carries. He was so effective. But this was ULM. We were up 20-something points, when he got his first touch, right? Or 35. I think we were up 35. The momentum of the game was already there. Can he add a dynamic to the offense? Of course. You see the skill set there, but do you want to force him carries in this running back room where you see Kevin Riley, the quality of what he's doing there? Richard Young, you one of your veteran guys that's got a lot of tread on the tires and going to be one of your more physical assets in the running game, right? Might not be as explosive as we've seen from Kevin Riley in 2 weeks, but we know what Richard Young does when it comes to those physical games. His running style is the physical running style. Even against ULM, against Florida State, tough yards is what Richard Young does. And then behind him, Daniel Hill, we are still we haven't even got to see like the little bit of what this young man brings to the table. And honestly, if we're looking at production right now, we would go Kevin Riley RB1, Daniel Hill RB2, and Richard Young RB3. If we're just talking about overall production right now, what they've been able to do in the 2 weeks that we've seen them, explosiveness, You want to go with your explosive set. So I don't know if you force AK Deer those carries this early, but in games like where you need a change of pace, why not? I mean, as long as the pass pro is there, as long as he's patient in his running, Kevin Riley, I think that's what separates Kevin Riley from the rest of the group right now. He's small enough and shifty enough to be patient behind those big offensive linemen and allowing them to, he kind of sets blocks up very well for him to be a what is he, red shirt freshman now? Or is he a true sophomore? It's only year 2 in college. So the young man looks solid as far as his patience in the run game. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you, yeah, he's a redshirt freshman. He ended up redshirting last year. I'm telling you, man, he's going to be one of those guys. And somebody said B-Rob. Jackson said, Jason said B-Rob. I think more of a TJ Yeldon than me, man. He gave me more TJ Yeldon than B-Rob. I look at TJ. I look at him as more of a TJ Yeldon. Similar stride. Can get that top end speed, get up that top end speed in few steps. Shifty, knows how to get behind those offensive linemen instead his blocks up real quick off of the block. So yeah, what's up, Roll Tide Khalil? Good to see you. The switches at O-line are a thing of beauty. Yes, and I'm telling you, I'm still advocating for us to Michael Carroll. Don't beat me up. Don't beat me up. I was telling y'all during spring. Don't. Michael Carroll. Let's talk about the offensive line room. Let's talk about the offensive line. And I don't want to get too excited. But I think there's something to be said when you can be confident. And Caden Proctor, I don't want to overhype anything, but I saw a different type of energy in this game. And this is, there's no big name defensive end, coming off the edge against you. But I turned the film on first quarter, and I think it's play 4, offensive play number 4, offensive play number 3, or number 4. He's still overextending, especially in the pass pro, man. He's still overextending, but I think it was play number 3, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I know there's a defensive coordinator that's going to attack that, and I truly believe it's going to happen this weekend coming up against Wisconsin. But I'm gonna have the plays ready for a film breakdown, and I'm gonna show y'all. But when we got Michael Carroll on that offensive line, I felt like everybody across the offensive front played better. Him, Jaden Roberts, Parker Brailsford, Cam Dewberry, Caden Proctor. That's a crazy offensive line group. But then I like seeing Wilk and Formby next to Geno in pass pro. I love Wilk and Formby in pass pro right now. I think he's growing. He had 2 or 3 bad snaps last week against Florida State. That whole game, 2 or 3 bad snaps in that rain, in that conditions, in that environment. Maybe 2 or 3 bad snaps. I'm not saying he won all of his matchups or was perfect on all his snaps, but he had 2 or 3 bad snaps in the game. He continued to get better against ULM. And then, like I said, Jaden Roberts coming back healthy. I think this is a good game to for him to build some confidence. But I truly believe this offensive line rotation, this situational rotation that we're seeing with Kalen DeBoer and his staff, I don't think it's going to hurt us in the long run. I think you're going to need offensive line depth and versatility to make deep playoff runs, because like we saw when Will Sanders came in for that specialty formation, we saw y'all, did y'all see our goal line? When the last time Alabama had a goal line heavy formation? 7 offensive linemen on the field. Come on, man. We're talking about like a real goal line formation. Ryan Grubb showed us something, y'all. His willingness to adjust. I'm thinking about giving me a land in T-Town or Huntsville. Okay, look, put me a property out there. A fresh O-line every first down would be a great idea. I don't know, Antoine. I wouldn't switch it up that much. But like schematically, if I see that we're winning on some counter reads in the run game, right? But we don't have necessarily our best right tackle, our blocking right tackle on the field. There may be a situation in the game where we're up 14 or 17 and we want to run the ball. And I know that we can't, we're getting a 2 to 3 yard push on the interior, but we're averaging like a 7 to 9 yard gain on the perimeter, counter, sweeps, whatever. So my best counter and perimeter blocking assets, running assets, guys that could get out in space and get a hat on, that's the offensive line I'm gonna put out for this drive, because that's going to be the basis of what we do. Now, does that mean that that's what all we're going to do? No, but that's going to be the basis. So it's hard to really prep for that as a defensive coordinator when you're seeing different, when you're able to maintain balance while utilizing guys' as specialties. And I hope that was able, like, did I break that down for y'all? Did that make sense? Because if so, that was a good clip. If that makes sense, clip that, because that's what we're seeing at Alabama right now. You're not limited. You can't just say, all right, we got a strong pass pro offense because this is our best five. Nah, right now, Alabama feels like they have 7 to 8 offensive linemen that say, okay, if we're in 2-minute pass and we need our best pass pro set, this is what we're going to be able to send out there and still be able to run the ball effectively. Not our best run ball, our run scheme, run blocking scheme, but this is what we have as far as a basis. We got a mission going into this drive. You're not limited to say, all right, we're a run first team or we're a pass first team. That's what we have in the offensive line. So people that keep saying, let them get a rhythm and all this, that's part of the rhythm. That's the rhythm you got to be able to go in. And if players really buy into it, if I'm a advisor on the Alabama staff or somebody that's advising a player as a agent, I'm telling them, man, this is perfect for your NFL draft stock. Because now if a team in the first round, you're a 5-star athlete, you come in, and the team in the first round, and let's say Detroit Lions need a run blocking left tackle. And your junior and senior film or your junior and senior film from college shows you all your plays that you're getting recognition for, that you're getting evaluated on, all your snaps. Let's say 85% of your snaps are literally you run blocking. They don't have many pass blocking snaps to find your flaws, and that helps your draft stock so that you can get to the next level. And then once they see your run blocking and see where they can develop in their system to help their pass blocking. I'm your advisor. Hire me, Coach Smook. I'm an agent. Show me some love. It's amazing how Riley came in the season as the number 5 back and now have claimed the number 1 spot with Jam out. That's why you never give up or lose confidence, because you never know what the future may hold. That's why you always stay ready. You prepare as if you're the starter. And Coach Gillespie, shout out to Coach Gillespie for shaking up the rotation and understanding the assets he has available in that running back room. A lot of people aren't giving Coach Gillespie his credit as far as the type of rooms he's been developing. And a lot of people won't accept the fact or remember that Coach G has been dealing with a lot of beat up running back rooms for the past few years. Last year was probably his most healthiest running back room we had in a while. Jason B-Rob, man, their tenure here was a tough one, dealing with injuries. They played injured for 3 or 4 years, man. Same thing with Roydell, played injured for 3 years. Like, room was beat up. Now we're healthy. You see the quality of depth. You see guys like Kevin Riley, 3-star coming out of T-Town, hometown kid playing with some pride. Like, it means it's different for him, and that just sparks the whole competitive edge of the room. So you're absolutely right. But this offensive line, man, good to see them going out there being physical and handling business. All right, y'all, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to go and talk about the defense, break down the defense. I'm going to say the wide receiver conversation for the phone lines. I want to bring up a couple of hot topics, a couple of hot takes I got about the wide receiver core and the quarterback production this week. But when we get back, we'll break down the defensive side, and then we'll open the phone lines. Y'all good with that? Hey, appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all be right back. Join the AAA family. Support your boy.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today.
Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips? The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Hey, every time we play that little intro, man, I laugh because of Greg and his little mega content creator. Shout out to my guy Greg, man. He said he'll be tapping back in on the evening shows. I can't wait to get to the evening calling segments today, man. I know we got morning calling segments, but I love the evening calling segments. Y'all bring a different type of energy in the evening. What's up, Dreek over there on Facebook showing love? Deontay Powell, Christian Rico all on Facebook showing love, man. Y'all drop a comment in them chats over there on Facebook for me. I like to see them Facebook notifications pop up. Shout out to the 54 in the chat on YouTube, man. Y'all continue to run the likes up. How many likes we at? We at 25, 28 likes on the stream. Give it up for yourselves, chat, man. Hey, listen, y'all have been hitting our like goal like crazy. 28 likes on the stream right now. Thank y'all so much. Real, man. It's a blessing to be able to hit that goal. That's a goal every day. That I look forward to hitting. I don't care about super chats, none of that. All that is good and fine and is great. It's appreciated. But the like goal lets me know that y'all paying attention. Y'all listening to your boy Hart. Like, if y'all don't hear nothing else, if y'all don't agree with any other opinion, just like the video. I mean, you ain't got to agree with my thought process or anything. If you find it entertaining, if you're utilizing your phone or your devices, any TVs or computer, or you're listening to even hear my voice and you're hitting that like button, that means the most to me. So I appreciate y'all, man. So, and that's why I give y'all applause every time we hit a goal. So appreciate y'all. We done dropped up to 31 likes since we started talking about it. See, sometimes y'all just need a reminder. Y'all be just coming in talking and feeling good, which I love. And y'all just, oh yeah, let me forget to, grab my snack on the way in. The like button is like grabbing that hors d'oeuvre. Or horse divers, like my boy Cole say on Martin. So hopefully, man, y'all enjoying the show this morning. Let's get back into the conversation. Let's talk about Alabama's defense versus ULM. And what was the word? I want to see that word in the chat as I check in on TikTok too. What's up, Britt? Appreciate the gifts on TikTok. My guy 6-Way, I see you tapping in. AK Deer equals Yeldon. Riley equals Drake. Big homie, I could rock with that. I could rock with that. That's cool. Man, that clip gets you every time. Me too, man. Tia is the best. Who is that what I'm reading? Tia is the best. Appreciate the taps on the screen over there. Thank you for coming over here and following your boy on the TikTok side. Make sure y'all tap in on the YouTube side, TikTok. I see y'all chatting over there. Continue running up. As a matter of fact, real quick, man, we ain't did one of these in a minute. Can we do one of these real quick? We ain't did one in a minute, chat. Mary J, we ain't did a roll call in a minute. Where y'all watching from? Mary J, I felt this one. I think this one is deserved. Where y'all watching from? Let me know. Let me know where you watching from. Where you watching from? Huh? I just want to know because we be really tapped in everywhere, y'all. I don't think y'all really realize it. Hold on, let me. Hey, where you watching from, man? Antonio Snell on TikTok said the beautiful city of Panama City, Florida. Well, Panama City got some memories, boy. Panama City is in the building. What? Let's go tap in, man. Panama City. Phoenix City in the building. Go ahead, Phoenix City. Go ahead. Come on, Mary J. Roll them on through. We got some more. Who else? Where y'all watching from, chat? I thought we saw Hoover. We saw Hoover, Alabama in the chat, too. Is that what I seen? Is that Hoover? Hollywood, the barber said he watching from. Why I can't pull this comment up? Okay, I got it, Mary J. Look, I'm like, why I can't come? Hoover, Alabama is in the chat, man. Appreciate Hoover for checking in, man. Where else we got? Where that? Instagram, where you at? We got Instagram. Instagram said they was waiting for us to open the chat up. My fault, Instagram. I didn't know I had to unlock it again. Shout out to Instagram for allowing me to have that key too. Appreciate you. We got Mississippi today. I'm in Natchez, Mississippi. Hey, stop by and talk to Uncle Cub for me, man. Stop by and talk to Uncle Cub for me. Tell him to check in and so we can get that commitment out of Mississippi we need. Alec checking in from DC. How's it up there? It's already snowing up there, ain't it? Oh man. Hey, appreciate y'all for checking in on the where you watching from moment here at the Coach Smook Network. I really do appreciate y'all, man. Back to the conversation, man. Let's talk about this Alabama defensive line, man. First of all, I think this is something that probably won't show up on the stat sheet, but the effectiveness, right, is not going to show up on the numbers per se. It's going to give off good numbers, but it's not going to show up on the numbers. A lot of players got tackles because of the effectiveness of the defensive front. The linebackers were in space again, securing tackles. That was the main thing. Linebackers were in space, filling gaps, attacking run gaps, run fits, attacking him, not waiting on him, attacking him. The Kyle Green, I love his aggressiveness coming from the interior linebacker position, right? I love him at Mike linebacker. I know Deontay Lawson played a solid game this game, but I want to see that rollover. It's too many times where we've seen him show up against these smaller teams and trick us into believing he's a first round guy. I think he is. Playing like he played Saturday, playing like he played last year against Georgia. I think he is a first round talent when that Deontay shows up. But the Deontay that showed up, 4 out of what? I think he played 11 games last year. He was injured for 2 games. For about 4 games. But that guy can't show up anymore. Not with what we saw from Nakai Hill Green. Not with what we saw from QB Reese. And it was all because of this D-line. I'm still going to stay on the D-line, but I just want to talk about guys that showed up and were able to be effective because of the D-line. Hey, Steve Bowler, Asaya Fager, London Simmons, great job this week. The motors showed up. And I think that's all the Alabama D-line was missing. Number 90, London Simmons, the true freshman. Y'all remember we spoke with him during his early in his recruitment when he first committed to Alabama. And I told you all something that was different about him. The frame probably wasn't like something that you're gonna be like, oh wow, but he has Quentin Williams type motor, right? Violent hands, not as smooth yet. You see him developing. But his first step from the interior is quick. Some that I felt like we were going to be missing from Jeremiah Beeman. I see London Simmons get out there this past weekend, and that first step is crazy. And then Asaya Fager, I'm telling you, man, these young guys, they have something to prove, right? They feel like they have something to prove. And they went out there and they played like Asaya Fager, number 88 in the middle of the defense, is disruptive. He was disruptive in the Florida State game with his limited reps, and so was London Simmons. You add 25 to this rotation and get him a few more reps. That's a big body, 6'4", 315. Hard to move him, and he's quick and strong. Literally holding up guards and tackles with one hand. So I love the defensive line, the interior defensive line performance, the edge rushing. A lot of people are like, where's the pressure? Where's the pressure? Where's the pressure on the quarterback? Did you not see how that offensive line was collapsing? Just because the quarterback is throwing it away, making a safe dump off pass, and his average snap to throw was like 2.4 seconds. And he still had bodies in his face. So what do y'all mean by pass rush? Pressure. What do y'all mean? The tackles for loss means we're getting in the backfield and securing tackles. You got 12 total tackle for losses. 12 total tackles for loss in this game. Behind the line of scrimmage. No sacks, right? No sacks. We could talk about that. That wasn't many opportunities for the pass to be thrown downfield. And then the one time you did have it, he did scramble away. He broke away out the pocket. And I believe, contrary to popular belief, that was definitely a catch for that ULM receiver. I went back and watched it a couple times. That was definitely a catch. But the D line looked good. James Smith, thank you for showing up against ULM. Now go be that first round talent against Wisconsin, Georgia, Vanderbilt. We need that from James Smith. And please, I know I don't usually do this, chat. Please unleash Keon Keeley. I don't know what he's doing in practice, coach. I don't know what I got to do to advocate for him, but please unleash Keon Keeley. St. George's Granada checking in. West Indies Caribbean always. Roll Tide, everyone. Sam Wilkinson checking in. Hey, I had to stop and give some love for that one, man. We all across the waters. Appreciate you for checking in, Sam. Appreciate you for checking in. But yeah, defensive line look great on the scale, and we're going to do our final grade sheet. But this is one of the groups that I wanted to show up last week, and I think because of all the missed tackles at the second level, I don't think we can appreciate what the D-line did and some of the depth. I'm not going to say the starters, the depth when they got in. Simmons, Jeremiah Beeman, Fager last week. Those three, man, Edric Hill, Jordan Renard, those guys played tough last week. Edric Hill got out of position 1 or 2 times, but he played tough. They played with a motor. It was our leader, James Smith, that I wanted to see show up. I want Keon Keeley to get many opportunities last week. We saw him. And then Kelby Collins, the transfer from Florida, man, he's vicious. So I want to see Keeley and Collins unleashed, man. There's a place for them in this pass rush, in this front, especially with Tim Keenan being out, especially with Jeremiah Beeman going. You got to get versatile in how you utilize these guys, and you can't be so stuck on traditional with these fronts. You can have these 4 fronts, but put real pass rushing assets there. Put guys that can really track the ball and chase down, and that's what you got this past weekend. I know we got to go heavy sometimes to stop the interior run game, but sometimes going light with these athletic guys that are just as strong and can give you heavy type feels, maybe not 20 reps in a row, but 2 to 3 reps. You got the bodies, utilize them. I'm just saying. But the D-line, I think they graded out well. Let's talk about the linebacker room, starting with the interior guys. And then I want to talk about the Wolf position, and I want to talk about the interior guys. Inside linebacker room looks good, man, and the future looks bright. Athletically, I think we probably have one of the more athletic inside linebacker rooms when they don't play hesitant. I didn't see a change in play from Deontay Lawson just being straight up. I think he's still playing with kind of like a mental block with that leg, and it's natural, but the confidence was there. You saw a little bit more emotion with the players on field because of Deontay Lawson being much a leader, more vocal leader, and he's never been a vocal guy. Had stepped into that role last year. Now he's really embracing it, being a fifth-year guy. So, but overall, Nakai Hill-Green led the way for me. Justin Jefferson had a great rebound game, showcasing his ability to get out in space and cover. I think that is something that he needed to have happen so that he can be a lot more confident in being aggressive in the pass coverage. Playing way too hesitant, getting out in space. The first week, getting out of space, just guarding space, not really paying attention to concepts. I think ULM, they ran some pretty decent concepts, right? Things that could have confused him and got him out of space, being the underneath robber type technique for the linebacker, the hook, curl area. A lot of times getting a lot of mid reads, reading the quarterback, having dual assignments, QB spy, but also dropping back to cover the mid read. So I think he did a good job showcasing that ability this weekend, even though it was against, ULM, right? But then also Nakai Hill-Green, his effectiveness in run support coming from the interior, I think showed up this week with a little bit more speed in front of him. A little bit more speed, being Landon Simmons, being James Smith, how he was getting off the ball, being LT Overton, how they were getting off the ball this week, and how they were forcing the offensive line to kind of process through the stunts up front. Quay Russaw coming off the edge, Yanzi Pierre, when those guys were stunting from the edge and getting into those guard tackle situations or those guard center exchanges, that's where we saw the confusion, and Nakai Hill-Green was coming right off of those stunts and being effective. And we got to just see these guys. I think against a more traditional passing offense, you'll see a lot more effectiveness. Wisconsin is not going to pass the ball as much, I don't think. Right? They might try to trick us and go against the grain or against their makeup and test us. But I think this linebacker core is going to really be needed to be effective in that type of actions, in those stunt and those roles on the defensive side. And Kane Womack, I truly believe, needs to up. Second week in a row that I'm saying this. The aggressive nature of what you're blitzing and sending at the quarterback we need to ramp it up. Too much athleticism that can get to the quarterback and cause confusion across the offensive line to just be dependent on your front four. Now, the front four did great against ULM. Can we get that same type of push and collapse of collapsing of the pocket against Wisconsin this weekend? We shall see. I think we will test it out, trying to get home with 4. Because that linebacker in space, man, it still looks shaky, even against ULM. He had a good pick that was on the botch pass, great pressure on that pick, right? A lot of people don't want to give that's a pressure pick. Getting his hand on his arm to get that ball lobbed up in the air like it was. That's a great pass rush. So I love that. What's up, Mars? QB Reese looked really good, and Kublick was loving it. Oh yeah, QB Reese. Y'all know that's been. I've been talking about QB Reese since camp. And then to see, man, Caden Jones, you better stop tiptoeing in the hole, bro. That is not the Caden Jones that Bama recruited. You better stop tiptoeing in the hole, man. He's a headhunter. I've seen him hit. I don't know why he was tiptoeing in. Maybe he was hesitating, but he almost got put on a highlight. Bro, anyone would have lost to FSU the first week. They are more pissed off than any team in America. They have been disrespected for the past 2 years. Bama will go 11-1. Ooh, I like that take. I like that energy too. Shout out to the 115 in the chat, man. We got 115 in the chat, 56 on the YouTube side. Continue running likes up, man. Let me see how many likes we got. Excuse me, I got hiccups. 38 likes on the stream. Can we get up to 50 likes before we get out of here today? And then shout out to everybody on the TikTok side. My boy Vaughn said, Tia the Beast says she checking in from Phoenix City. Shout out to you. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm getting over that mess we had last week. Word of the day. Don't grow weary in well doing, for in due season you will reap a harvest. Shout out to my brother Vaughn. Check it in on the TikTok side, man. Hey, come drop that on the YouTube side for me, Vaughn, if you still in the chat, man. I like that. I needed that. Me and Sweetheart prayed together this morning, and I feel good this morning. I don't know if we could take a moment. How everybody feeling right now? Like, I know y'all know this is my morning show, so I do what I want. We got about 30, 40, 45 more minutes, man, in on the show. How everybody feel this morning? Like, spiritually. Like, me, Mary J, and a couple of people in the community, we were talking about, like, last week was a rough week. And if you're not grounded in something positive, being a Bama fan can really take a toll. Being a college football fan can take a toll on you. I ain't gonna just say Bama. Being a college football fan can take a toll on you. When you really passionate about your team and you passionate about the players, sometimes like you put yourself in a mental space that you don't necessarily have to put yourself in. And I know this because I used to be like that. I was so emotionally involved in what happened with the University of Alabama football, right? I was so emotionally involved, and I'm still a diehard fan, but emotionally involved to the point where I was losing friendships. I was, overreacting. I would say stuff out of spite, defended something that I like in hindsight, in reality, I have no control over. And so I started looking at it from a different point of view once I came into the industry. I looked at it as a blessing to be able to be in the space to even be in tune with Bama football. It's people that don't have means to even watch it. They got to hear about it on the, in passing at the gas station or, in passing it in some form or setting, right? Some people don't have the luxury to even be able to watch the entertainment or even get the Tuscaloosa or to be like purchase gear and all this other stuff. So like, I look at it as a blessing when I'm able to debate with fans who have different points of views, all of this stuff. And when I get on this live and I get in front of this camera, I don't take it for granted, y'all. I don't take it for granted. That's why I come on here not feeling 100% in my body and still trying to deliver because I know what it's like. So in spaces like this, I like to do a temperature check. I like to be, hey, how does it feel, man, being a Bama fan this week? How does it feel being a fan this week? College football, where is your heart? Where's your mind? Is everybody at peace? Are you really enjoying? Don't let this game consume you to the point where you're losing yourself and you're not able to get up and be ready for work and be out. Like some people really had to take some time off last week after the Alabama lost to Florida State, and it's real. Like we put a lot into this, but I want to encourage you to like, don't be weary in this thing, man. Enjoy it. Count it a blessing to be able to be here and deal with it. Look, I ain't go put nobody on blast. I'm just saying. I wasn't even trying to joke, and I'm just saying, man, it's part of life. Embrace every part of it, and it's not a bad thing to suffer some hits, right? Learn from that. Just like this Bama team did. Let's get back to our conversation. I just want to make sure I do a temperature check, man. I be having to check on my people sometimes. Shout out to y'all over here, man. Phoenix City, NBA Johnny 94. Hey, I'm feeling good. He said, my boy over there, Phoenix City, too. Hey, to a certain extent, I see. Okay, that's sister right there. That's sister. I see. I be having to look at the profile pictures. Appreciate y'all for tapping in on Instagram too, man. We live on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. Right now, we live. Facebook, all that. Never lost hope, coach. I always believed and still do. You keep us hype and informed. Appreciate that, Antoine. Appreciate you for supporting. Where your wristband? Somebody get that man a wristband. Hey. I got these getting made too for us, y'all. Our AAA. I think I'm gonna just get a order of like 300 of them, and every time you see me in person, if you see me out, I get you. Power Couple said Galatians. That is Galatians 6:9. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. I like that. Make sure we get that clip. We needed that today. Appreciate that, Vaughn. And make sure y'all go support my bro, man. Like I've been trying to get him back active in this thing. Roll Tide for life. Ernest, good to see you. Hey, back to the conversation. So the inside linebacker room looked great. I think we were all excited to see QB Reese out there finally. Abdul Sanders Jr. and Luke Mess on special teams. Duke Johnson out there on special teams. Like, I want to see that all season. Hey, speaking of special teams, Eric Meadows, man, if y'all see this talk... That I think that's him. I think it's 27 he comes in the game as on special teams. Bro, this man doing high jump to try to block the punt. If he lay out, man, it's a block. We're gonna have a few blocks this season. That's gonna be key. Yeah, I remember, man, Ja'Cory Brooks was that dude for us for the longest, man. Made the special teams plays. He wasn't utilizing the passing game like he should have been, but definitely used to give his all on the special teams. Just a little highlight of the game that most people probably ain't pay attention to. All right, next up, we talked about D-line. We talked about the linebacker room. We talked about we're not going special teams right now. I was about to get to my secondary. Yeah, let's go to the secondary. Let's talk about the secondary. Now, when I went back and I watched that film from week 1 against Florida State, if I had to grade, if we were grading out, and that's how kind of frustrated we were with the performance last week. We didn't even do grades last week. But if I had to grade out the secondary last week, I think they would have graded out the worst of everybody on the defensive side. Yes, inside and linebackers. I mean, the linebacker group included, like they would have graded worse because in a game like that where you're seeing that much option style, that much motion, you're counting on your guys in the secondary to be disciplined on their leverage. Not necessarily run fits, but their leverage. Forcing things back inside towards the big guys that are really the maulers. Now, we got some physical guys in our secondary, especially in our safety room. Keon Sabb showcasing some physicality this season after adding a few pounds. Ray Hubbard has always been a physical back. You see Drake Kirkpatrick get ejected from this last game. His physicality, I think, is going to be utilized. Zay Mincy is a physical guy. We saw him struggle in coverage, but physicality, run fits, he was there. Red Morgan is another guy that's coming downhill. You know, not going to give you as much pop with his light frame, but definitely going to be a guy that's going to be in the mix on the run fit. So leverage was something that we had to fix immediately if we were going to see some effectiveness in stopping the run game. Now, this is a ULM team that doesn't have, explosive assets, but I do believe that their head coach, who was also their offensive play caller, he had a big impact in the way that you see the spread option being ran today, right? And so I look at it and I say this defense, as far as following their keys, I didn't see a lot of hesitancy this weekend from our secondary. Coming downhill, though, our safeties are so aggressive. I hope that doesn't come back to bite us because I understand. We saw Malachi Moore go through a phase of that. We saw Xavier McKinney go through a phase of that. We saw Brian Branch go through a phase of that, playing in that strong safety in that nickel corner spot, being counted on to come up and do run support a lot. You're very aggressive in some of those run fits, and sometimes you get out of place in the play action, and so we got to be a lot more disciplined. But as far as tackling and effort this past weekend, that's where we saw the improvement. And then also the pass defense, being in the space of every reception, nobody out of phase when the ball was in the air. Guys were on the ball. You had the one play where the quarterback broke out and made a excellent play, and they called it incomplete, but that was probably the only broken coverage play that I saw. Even in pass coverage, to where you saw the bracket coverage, that kind of allowed Justin Jefferson to be in the right window to make a first play that could have been a pick on that. I think the second or third drive kind of fell off into the curl flat area. So it was one of those displays secondary wise where I just wanted to see guys in phase. Didn't see a lot of pass offs in the secondary. Like I said, I'm only in the second quarter. I'm breaking this film down at a level to where tonight, when we had a conversation or we will react to it, everybody will be on the same page as far as what I'm looking at and things that we're seeing. So the secondary display, I would start. Let's start with our grades here. We're going to start grading them out from here. We did every other position. Wide receiver group is last for a reason. I'm going to talk about it. Secondary, if I had to grade out the secondary today, and I'm going to ask y'all in the chat, what would y'all grade the secondary for this pass from week 1 to week 2 there as far as their performance and their execution. I think effort, I would give them an overall A for improvement on effort. But overall, as a secondary, I think the execution and their ability to secure the open field tackles was at another level this week. And so I'm going to grade them out at a B plus A minus clip. A minus clip. I want to see a lot more discipline on the back end. I think that aggressive nature may come back to bite us against teams that are going to be able to run against us up front. They're going to be able to get a little push every now and then. So we got to be patient and make sure that we're reading our keys and seeing the ball as far as handoffs, as we're seeing these exchanges happen before we start, committing to the run and getting downhill to try to help run fit up top. What's up, Nate? Good to see you in the chat over there on TikTok. Effort A plus, overall B plus. All right, big homie, I like that. Y'all, what's up, Nate? Appreciate you tapping that screen. Give me some grades over here in the chat over here on YouTube, man. Appreciate y'all on Facebook too, Mick. Give me some grades. I gave him an A minus. I'm gonna give him an A minus. We give the secondary A minus. And then with your A minus, with your secondary grades coming in, y'all. What would y'all give? Let's go down to the linebacker room. Inside linebacker, the edge linebackers, Quay Russaw, Justin Hill, Yanzi Pierre played great. Like I said, I think our linebacker production is best when we have Nakai Hill Green on the interior somewhere. He has to have the bulk load of the snaps. And I know this is his first year in the system, but I think he fits what you want from that linebacker room, especially the physicality. And then so the linebacker core, I would grade the linebacker core this game. I would grade them an A, especially on the run fits. Maybe not the physicality we want to see from Deontay Lawson, but being in the gap and actually meeting the ball carrier, meeting the block in the run fits is what I wanted to see. And we saw that. We saw a lot of guys putting their bodies in the gaps, not throwing shoulders, literally getting the square behind their shoulder pads, no dropping heads. I like that. Them boys was out there trying to hit. They were trying to hit, and that's what you want to see. I want to see this against Wisconsin, though. I want to see this against Georgia. I want to see that same mentality. Don't just beat up on ULM. This got to be something that is carried over, especially with my linebackers. I think you get the same fire from everywhere else but that linebacker room, man. So I'm putting out a personal call out for the linebackers, and I'm gonna grade them out of the A. I'm gonna grade them out of the A clip against this ULM defense, and then our defensive front. I'm gonna do the D line. My D line, I'm gonna get them a solid A. A solid A. The D line came and showed up. The pressures, the 4-man pressures. I like when we go 4 down. I don't like when we go light up front on third and passing. Right? I don't like that. Keep that wolf. Keep his hand in the dirt somewhere. I don't care if you flop him and you put him on the interior and you're trying to stun him. You're trying to loop him to the edge from the 1 to the 5 or the 2 to the 5. Whatever you're trying to do this stunt. Keep his hand in the dirt. Make the D line, make the O line respect the front. At least the look up front, and that'll help you on the back end. That's what we saw the effectiveness at. As soon as Yanzi Pierre was standing up and floating up and down that D line, in a different gap, showing and then stepping out, that's when we start to see the lack of effectiveness. Do you run at that? That's easy to run at. Too much space to account for. Guard tackle, they get the pass off, they get the squeeze a lot more. They don't have to kick and extend like you do when you go wide 9. So I like that. A minus, they got to be more violent with their hands and get off blocks, but look way better this week. Facts 100%. Primo, roll tide, baby. Good to see you in the chat over there on TikTok. B plus for me. I need the back end coverage to continue to improve. A plus for effort. Okay, that's for the secondary. B. Way you grading the secondary? He said B plus. I'm right there. The A minus B plus clip with the secondary. Yeah. Linebacker though, I gave them an A. I like just them showing up in the gaps. Greetings. What's good, Deborah? Roll Tide. All right, we did linebacker, secondary, D line. Let's get to the offensive side, O line. I'm gonna go because of the depth that was utilized and the fact that we put up 73 points and no points were scored by the defense, right? How many sacks was given up? I think only one sack. Let me see. Oh, we didn't give up any sacks. Okay. We didn't give up any sacks. And we didn't give up any turnovers. 212 yards rushing. No sacks. Okay, I just had to double check. No sacks. Offensive line get a solid A. I think the offensive line played good last week too, chat. It had spots. I think last week, offensive line of everything on that side of the ball, running back room, of course. If you give them more opportunities, they're more productive, and we're talking different about them coming into week 2. But offensive line, I didn't have a problem with what the offensive line did against Florida State's front last week. Week 1, that was a test, and I think they stood up. I think they played a solid B plus, B minus clip. You know, I wish we could have seen a little bit more rotation. I wish Jaden Roberts was available last week. I think that would have made a difference in the production, especially when you want to go run and slow the game down and run the ball. So yeah, I'm gonna grade the O-line an A minus this weekend. And like I said, a lot of these minuses, a lot of these hits are taken because it's ULM. B plus for the backers, the linebackers. Solid. I want to see it carry over too. A lot of this is also because I just like the effort. I don't care that it was ULM. I don't, like I said, and when I tweeted it, I don't care if it was ICDC College JV squad. The effort. I wanted them to show up and act like they wanted to play, right? And show that they wanted to play. That's all I want to see. So O-line, I'm gonna give them an A minus. Let me see what TikTok's saying. TikTok saying D-line B plus, still got to finish plays and put my pressure on the quarterback. O-line A, only had a couple false starts, no holding calls, looks solid overall. And false start, man, you can credit that to just, you know, I think the tempo. One time we had the tempo false start. So yeah, Jen, appreciate you for tapping in over there on TikTok. On Instagram. Y'all continue to tap that screen, y'all. Continue to tap that screen over there on TikTok. Give me some more grades over there on TikTok, man. I see my boy Big Homie giving his post-game analysis. I like that, man. Give me some more grades. We also got O-line. So we got the O-line. I said the O-line was an A for me. O-line was an A. Tight ends. Let's talk about the tight ends before we get to the running backs and quarterbacks. Tight ends. What y'all think about the tight end room? We didn't really talk about them when we was breaking down the offense, but tight ends. Caleb Edwards, welcome. Brody Dalton, I see you, sir. Jay Lindsey showing us something, right? Somebody that we didn't really talk about other than when he was able to take advantage of all of those reps. We're seeing that. Josh Cuevas, again, another touchdown on the season. And Marshall Pritchett, y'all see 14 out there getting some opportunities with the second group. Austin Mack, you know, him being targeted like that in that second group lets me know something. He also had a few snaps, few reps with the ones too early in the game. I told y'all, man, I don't think they're going to get away from the way that they're substituting, and I like it, man. I like it. The game is a lot different than what it was 4 years ago. You got to be able to play, you know, 3 or 4 guys deep at a position now. You got to be able to. So, what up, Coach? What up, Melvin? Good to see you, man. Zach said A for the tight ends. I'm gonna say B. I'm gonna say B plus, because I did see some spots in the run game, especially with Josh Cuevas, man. I want him. If he's not going to be the run blocker that we need, let's get Brody Dalton some more reps here. Let's get Brody Dalton some more reps here. We got 3 minutes before we open the phone lines. Get ready to call in 334-625-1121. 3 minutes before we open the phone lines. When you get on the phone line, you're going to have 3-minute takes. 3-minute takes. All right, give your assessment of the game. You can give us your grades, your MVPs, and all that stuff. Because we didn't do our post-game call-in show. We was having issues Saturday night with our connection. I went back and I watched the live, man. We were glitching a lot. So hopefully it's better tonight. It's gonna be better. But yeah. Somebody said they like Edwards and Pritchett. That's way, man. Listen, our future the future of the tight end room looks beautiful. And I'm talking about even with Jay Lindsey sticking around for another year, that's going to be huge with Caleb and Marshall. Then you got Max Sutter in his recruiting class. I'm just saying, man, this is gonna be one of the more athletic rooms that we look at. So tight ends, I'm gonna say A minus. I'm gonna say A- for the tight ends. Say A-. Is Lewis hurt or did he get passed? It's a depth thing. He's falling down the depth chart, man. I'm telling you. And a lot of people had this idea or thought that Bama wanted him to come back. I think they did for depth purposes for him to really give an opportunity. But you gotta stay healthy and you gotta be in your playbook, man. Especially as a tight end. I think that's why you see Jackson Marco taking his time getting phased in. Is a natural athlete in the receiving game, but gotta get some particulars down. I like what we're seeing with the young guys, though. If they're picking it up the way they are, I have full confidence that guys like San Marco will. And but I'm glad to see Brody Dalton. I would love to see Brody Dalton be on part of the primary rotation. I would love to see him be a part of that primary rotation. So, tight ends get an A. All right, running backs, A+. Second week in a row, I'm grading running backs an A. A+ this week. Came in, did exactly what they were supposed to do. Ran hard, ran tough. Didn't get a lot of opportunities between them, right? You had the lead back, Kevin Riley, had 11 carries. The next behind him was Richard Young with 6. Overall, the rushing averages, you take away Ty Simpson, Keelan Russell, Austin Mack. The rushing yards per game is right at a 6.4, 6.7 clip, 6 yards per carry clip average. So that's what you want to see. And then the long explosive run by AK Deer, 56 yards. Richard Young, AK Deer, and Ty Simpson getting rushing touchdowns for the game to total out to 212 yards. And you take away the carries outside of the running back room, and it's only 6 total carries. So 30 carries to the running back room. Exactly the number that we said we wanted to see coming into this game. So Coach Grubb listening to Coach Smook, right? Coach Smook, hey, I had to say it. I know somebody gonna get mad. We need one more like to hit 50 over there on YouTube, y'all. I see y'all sneaking up on that 50. Appreciate y'all for the likes. But Coach Grubb listening to the Bama fan base and listening to his team. This offense is going to be a lot more effective and a lot more balanced. I think you get the same type of effectiveness against Florida State if you run the ball 30 plus times, right? You got to get these running backs rolling through there. And I think the percentages about add up what I said for as far as carries for the numbers. When you look at RB1 getting the 30 carries, he got 10, right? 11. So you're sitting right there at a almost 50%, almost 50% of the carries, 45% of the carries. And then you got the 2 guys behind them, Richard Young and Daniel Hill. Richard Young, Dre Washington. They getting about the same amount of carries. And then the 4th back getting a 10%, and then your AK Deer getting another 10%. So like they all feel it kind of falls into what you'll possibly see going into this game. Now, I think in more competitive games, you'll see you'll see less explosive passing game where we'll be running more plays, because you got to think you only had 36 handoffs and you only had 33 passes. That's only 66 plays ran in this game. You got to, against more competitive teams, you got to expect to run at least 20, 25 more plays. Or 70, that's 72 plays. You got to expect to run at least 15, 20 more plays in the game. And those are the big plays and those extensive, those 1 out of 6, those 6 big explosive plays that you want to hit, 1 out of 3 times every time you dial them up. So looking at the numbers, man, it looked good for the running back room. A+ again this week. Shout out to Jay Irving. Said I think the QB depth chart is backers. Mac, Russell, and Ty. They was quick, fast, and precise in their decisions and throwing lasers. I disagree, Jay. I disagree. I think Ty Simpson showcased exactly what he showcased week 1. He manages this offense at a high level. What I did see different was, and I'll get to it in a minute. What I did see different was the running, the wide receiver room and how they ran the routes for Ty Simpson in this game, and we'll talk about it. Jay Irvin, appreciate the comment though. Get you a wristband, big dog. Somebody get this man the link so he can get a wristband. I know Jay want to support. All right. Last but not least, quarterback grades. Hey, I gotta again, Ty Simpson, he graded out of a B- last week for me, right? Only because I felt like he didn't take enough chances. I felt like he wasn't trusting his throw. I felt like he wasn't letting it go. I feel like he was playing timid, but I like how he kept his composure. I like how he handled the rock, no turnovers, right? A lot of underthrown passes, but also when passes were on time, the wide receivers didn't help him out by catching it last week. So this week to rebound and go perfect, right? I'm gonna give him a solid B plus. Overall quarterback room though, A overall quarterback room, because I like the confidence that Austin Mack came in with, right? To have that confidence as your QB2, right? Being in the runnings for QB2 still, have that type of confidence, go out, be the first number called. You didn't know who was going to be called. Neither one of them knew who was going to be called first. That was the first thing that was said when I was having conversation. When I was on the phone. We ain't know which one. So that was cool to see that competitive edge. And then for both of them to come out with the confidence that they did and to only have a total of 4 incompletions between 3 quarterbacks, that's quality production. That's understanding of the offense, guys understanding their assignment, delivering the ball, delivering catchable balls, right? And the guys executing. So yeah, I love what they did. And then like my brother, big homie says, the way the backs caught the ball out the backfield really helps the quarterbacks build their confidence, man. Really helps. What up, Hines? I give the whole team an A+ just because the only thing I cared about was seeing in this game was effort. I feel every position group played hard and physical. He gave the whole team an A+. Hey, and I want you to expound on that. I would love to get y'all in on the call-in line. We got the call-in line opening up in 30 seconds. I would like y'all to expound on, does this game get as much of a performance hype, or does this give like a relief type hype? Not saying this is a world beater team, but okay, a relief, like, okay, now we see guys playing football. Let's talk about that. Let's get on the phone line and talk about that. Somebody type it in the chat. Oh, and my wide receiver grades, I'm gonna talk about it as we wait for the first phone call. My wide receiver grades, I'm gonna go with a B+ for our wide receivers this week, because last week I graded our wide receiver room a D. That's even with Jeremy Bernard's great performance. I'm gonna give the wide receiver group a B+ this week, and I'm gonna talk about it on the phone line. Somebody gonna ask me in the chat why I'm so hard on the wide receivers. I'm gonna tell you why. And it's y'all fault that is this way with my thoughts on the wide receiver room. It's y'all fault, the fans that did not listen. And I told y'all Ryan Williams was not going to be the guy that we really going to be able to depend on in this offense. And y'all getting a glimpse of what this offense is going to look like for the next 6 or 7 weeks because of what Ryan Williams does in this offense. So let's get to the phone lines. 334-625. We got a phone call. Y'all know who it is. Let's get him on the line.
Call from Zach Willie. To accept.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the gang? Talk to me, brother.
What's good, Coach Smook and AAA family? How are y'all this morning?
Man, we good, man. You sounding good on the phone in the morning, Zach. Where you at? You got a good connection today.
I'm at home today.
Oh, that boy Zach at the crib got his feet kicked up, laughing at all the Fairweather fans on social media. I can just about see it, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me, Zach. What's your thoughts on this past weekend's game, man? And then give me a grade for the offense, defense, and then you know how we do. Give me an MVP.
All right, man. Yes. Overall effort, I'm proud of the boys this weekend. We needed to see the effort this weekend. You know, coming into that game, we could have played like we did against Florida State. could have still pulled off the win, but I believe with the way the boys played this weekend, it was showing the fans and college football that, hey, we can go out there and play an excellent game, you know. And I'm proud of everybody. I'm happy Deontay Lawson had a good game. We just need to see. We need it to carry over to big games. You know, like conference games. You know, not these mediocre opponents. You know, and you go out and have a good game. We need to see it all 4 quarters, every game. Bray Hubbard, I'm proud of. Did he still struggle this game? Yes, but I'm proud of the effort he gave. Even though he was struggling, he was still getting good leverage, going in, making plays, getting his head in on the tackles. You know,
Mm-hmm.
did he still miss a tackle or two? Yes, but all I'm asking is effort.
Yeah.
You know, if you're having a bad game but giving 110% effort, I can live with that. What I can't live with is you going out there being lazy and having a bad game.
100%, Zach. 100%.
D-line.
Hey,
D-line.
you hold on. Before we continue, man, I just want to give it up to the chat, man. We have 52 likes on the stream here on YouTube. Thank y'all for running the likes up, man. I always have to. And when we hit the 50 like mark, man, y'all know we get the horn out, man. So thank y'all, AAA family. Thank y'all for supporting and getting us to that 50 like goal, man. We have 54 likes on the stream, y'all. Thank y'all so much again for supporting the Coach Smook Network and rocking with your boy. Back to Zach on the phone line. Zach, now, you was about to say something about Keelan Russell?
Yes. Keelan Russell. He showed me his talent, you know, and his effort, because I seen him doing the same thing in high school. Yes. Is it ULM? Yes. But I'm proud of him. You know, his first touchdown play where he started to run and then stopped and threw a dime to the I think it was the receiver, tight end, or whoever. But it kind of reminded me of the play Tua made in the Vandy game where he.
Yep, exactly. Hey, Zach, you know I love to have you on, man. 30 seconds, bro. Final thoughts. We got 2 people calling in, waiting to get in, man. We got let's go. Look, Zach, you got everybody hyped. Literally, I was going to highlight that play at the end of the show and talk about it because that was Tua-like energy with that play. But go ahead. 30 seconds, Zach.
Offensive MVP. For me, Kevin Riley, with him running hard and going out there and showing that he can be out there and make big plays when needed. Defensive MVP, James Smith, going out there being disruptive in the run game, getting in the backfield, pressuring the quarterback, you know, making great plays.
Yeah.
Well, roll tide, everybody. I love you guys, and I'll holler at y'all later.
Yes, sir. Zach checking in the game, man. Appreciate Zach for tapping in, y'all. Y'all give it up for Zach on the way out. Hey, y'all know, man, look, I love to have Zach on, and Zach is a AAA member through and through because when we get to talking about, like, follow-up games like this where, you know, we finally seeing what we've been talking about from our team, man. It's exciting. We got another call on the line, 512. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Swag. And Zach is AAA. I'm 512. Let's see.
Hey, yo, what's up? You in the game with Coach Smook? Talk to me. What's up, Swag?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Yeah, I liked the response that we had this week. A lot of effort. That's all I was looking for.
100%, man. Hey, so like I did with Zach, man. Give me your offensive evaluation and your grade for the offense, defense, same thing, and then your overall game MVP for the MVP for the game.
Okay, so like I said, I think I commented on it earlier, but for me, literally the only thing I was looking for this week was just how much effort are they going to put out there? Are they going to play hard? Are they going to be physical? I think they did that on both sides of the ball. So for me, both sides of the ball gets an A+ for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all I wanted to see was just effort. If they come out there and they play hard, if they play hard and physical like they did against Louisiana Monroe, if they do that every week, they can beat a lot of teams.
Yeah.
You know, so that's all I really was looking for. A lot of the small mistakes that they made in the game, that's easy fixes, you know. So it's a lot harder to fix effort level than it is small mistakes, you know, technique stuff.
Facts.
But, you know, as far as my MVP for the game, I think I would go with Jeremy Bernard. I think he deserves it. He had a great week last week. He had a really good week this week. You know, he was flying around the field out there. He even had a touchdown that got taken away from him for what I thought was some bull crap, but you know, so yeah, I would give it to Jeremy Bernard. I think he's played real hard both weeks, and so
that's what's up, man. And then also I want to something else that we talked about in the conversation when you called in the other day. We got about another minute, and then next caller 205, you can call in next. Or whoever, phone line is open in the next minute. But we talked about guys just showing up, you know, not just with effort, but showing up and actually doing their assignment. And my guy Jason Jackson is in the chat, and he said it twice about Dre showing up. This young man, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. needs to be him and Cam Calhoun. We have to find a way to get them more reps.
Yeah, I was really excited to see that kid play, man.
Yeah.
He looked just like his daddy out there.
Boy, that boy looked way more physical than Dre. He looked, I would not do that to him. He looked way more physical. And Dre probably gonna laugh at this when I clip it. I'm gonna try to get him tagged. And if y'all don't remember, we've had interactions with Dre on different panels. And so Dre Senior. So I'm gonna try to get this clip, but young boy look like he ain't scared. Dre Senior used to be scared to hit. Now don't be acting like he'll go and get that ball out there. We knew that he was locked down. He can come down and he'll feel every now and then, but he ain't feeling like Dre Jr. Dre Jr. out there bringing that heat, man. I'm talking about physicality, boy. Physicality. Somebody call it physicality, boy. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Dre could have been in that running for the MVP this weekend too. Just his presence, even though he got ejected out the game, which you know to me was sort of bang bang. You know, you could tell he was trying to lead with his shoulder, but you got to keep that head up. If you keep your helmet up, you know what I'm saying? Even if you lead with that shoulder, you keep your head up. You got to be able to make sure you're initiating that contact first. And a lot of times you just catching the guys off balance, and the way that their head is moving, the violence of their head moving is what's causing the targeting type look. But I think he'll learn from that and make a more formed tackle next time, but he's not going to slow down when it comes to bringing that thumb. Him, Taylor, Bency, a lot of them safeties, they were coming downhill flying this past Saturday. Final thoughts, Swag, before I let you off the line, man. We open this phone line back up.
Just overall good performance, man. You know, the most dominant win we've had in a long time. It was a good response to a piss poor performance from week one. That's all we can do. We can just go from there, see what happens against Wisconsin. Hopefully they play with the same level of tenacity against them.
100%, man. 100%. I appreciate you for calling in, Swag. Y'all give it up for my boy Swag. Roll Tide, my boy.
Roll Tide, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all continue to run the likes up on the stream, man. Shout out to my guy, Swag. Shout out to Zach for calling in. Phone line is open 334-625-1121. Go ahead and call in, share your thoughts. Even if you're not a Bama fan, talk about Bama. Yeah, y'all only beat ULM. I want to hear it. I want to hear all the hate. I want to hear it. Get it on the wax. Stop hiding. You know what? I'm tired of y'all hiding behind these Twitter fingers and all this stuff. I called out some more Fairweather fans, and I got a Fairweather fan report for y'all. They quiet again. I had to go and find some stuff. They not even tagging me no more. They so quiet they don't even want to tag me. They don't want to even at me no more. Dijon Lee. Dijon Lee is a bully sometimes, y'all. 6'4" DB. Got another caller on line 205.
Call from
Just Rashawn put me in the game, coach.
Uh-oh.
to accept.
Yo, Rashawn, you in the game. Talk to me, man. Y'all give it up for Rashawn in the chat, man.
What's up, man?
Man, you already know. Look, just over here enjoying the weekend, you know what I'm saying, and get ready to prep and break down this film for ULM so we can finally get past it and get on to Wisconsin, man. What about you, bro?
Man, this all come from this game. I seen a lot of young players wanting more than the older guys. It's just my opinion. I know a lot of people. I feel like I seen what's his name is outside linebacker, number 8, got it doing name.
Justin Hill.
I seen him out there. Justin Hill. I knew it was Hill. Yeah, Justin Hill. I seen him out there. Like a couple guys. I need to go back and watch the film. Hope you break that down. You can see some guys out there because I think I missed a couple guys. I didn't know Jaden Roberts got out there until like had to go back and watch some parts of the game. I'm like, hold on, when Jaden Roberts get out there? It was something like you could tell the rotation was a little different too because if you don't catch it, you're gonna miss out because I'm so focused on what's outside of the field, and you like the one off the line to change out. So and then you brought it up earlier, there was some rotation. Hopefully we can see some guys rotate more towards like the Georgia game, what comes to Georgia game, George, maybe Vanderbilt. See some guys like that. But y'all were just talking about Kirkpatrick. Man, I've been hyping up for Kirkpatrick for a while. And coming in this year, I said Kirkpatrick's going to be one of those guys going to probably get some more reps. And just off Saturday, I'm like, why are we not putting this man in the game? I understand we have Bray Herbert and everything. I'm like, why don't we put this man in the game? Get him out there and see what he can do.
I mean, I think Dre, you got, I mean, more so than, having him replace Bray, I think with what we saw with Mincy the last 2 weeks, you got a chance right there. You see Mincy playing a lot of first team reps, 12. Him and Dre playing in the same area, the same room. Get those guys rotating, man. Especially a guy like, man, the way that Dre was coming downhill, first of all, for Memphis, but then also his coverage. He's not going to play that robber technique in such a I guess you could say it's not going to bite us in the butt as much with him out there as I feel it would with Bray, and Bray did way better. I think him being so confident in his instincts and that robber technique, that's something that you need to play that position. You're going to miss sometimes in this first game of the season. It happens, you're gonna be slow to some steps, but I think the rest of this season, man, we're gonna see a different type of production from this secondary. Last minute, man, Rashawn, then we're gonna open this phone line back up for everybody.
Last thing, I might spark a controversy on this one, and people are not gonna like what I say. By the offense, I think right now, we need to sit out Ryan Williams one more time to see what we can do. See what we can do. Reason why I said this, because I saw some spark in the wide receiver core. Yeah. I think the last 2 years, like last year and this year, I feel like we focusing too much on Ryan Williams. Yeah. We not judging ourselves like, when Jared, like Mark Lawson was here, we were focused on everybody, and like Steven, we were focused on everybody on the offense. I felt like we were focusing too much on Ryan Williams. Like, we try to get him the ball. No. Jared Bernard should be the first guy, the leader of that wide receiver room. And then Ryan Williams need to take a step back, be that John Mechie, be that Smith kind of guy. Yeah, right, come on, man. That's what we missing. That's what we're missing right now. Like, hey, Ryan Williams, we good. We need you to take a step back because with that Georgia game come up, nobody gonna expect you to come out. So I said we need to get Brooks out there. We need to get some guys out there get that rep. So I said keep him out because no reason him to play the one Wisconsin game. To me, just be honest. Hey, we need the other guy to get some reps. I felt like the offense flowed a little bit better. It's just my opinion without him out there. Hey, so we started seeing the running game playing a little bit better. I feel like the coach is trying to I know he's a star player, but that's the problem. You need to start treating him like a star player. treating last with Jerry Jr. and them. They want the ball. That's what Ryan Williams needed to have that mindset. That's the problem. And that's why the offense not flowing we wanted to, because that's the whole thing. Even if we had Jalen Miro, we were still doing the same thing. Regardless who a quarterback was, that's the problem.
You said, and this is why I wanted to open the phone lines, because when I said this last week, when I said it before the season started, everybody, Ryan Williams gonna be the leading receiver. Ryan Williams gonna be the 1K guy. I kept telling y'all, you guys, y'all would not listen to me. I still think Isaiah Horton is going to end up being the big guy, the big number receiver for us. Once this offense gets flowing, like you said, I think there's going to be a lot more opportunities for more wide receivers who flow together in their route running. They block together better. Like, I don't care. Say what y'all want. I've been saying this. This young man has so much more to learn past his natural ability when it comes to the game of football, and he's willing to do it. But it's not going to happen overnight. So when he's put on display 40 and 50 times in the game, it's hard to see him improve because he's still working on these small things to get better. And you have assets in front of him that have put in that time, that have been put in these situations, been putting in the reps, been going against other D1 DBs and other, top skill talent across the country for 2 years now, getting their body conditioned for this level of play. And you can see the difference in the small things that matter. Looking the ball in and game speed in college is different than it is in high school, man. The closing speed of a safety on you or a linebacker coming from underneath is different than it was in high school. And I don't care how good you is. A lot of times when he was put in those situations to make those type of catches and finish plays like that, even last year, a lot of our turnovers came out of Ryan Williams type plays. Either he was the point of direction or the option, the primary option as far as the receiver in that play, or he caught the ball, didn't secure the ball, something big in big moments at that. So, and nobody's blaming him by any means, but I told y'all to calm down. We have way more wide receivers than Ryan Williams. Uncle Frank, Big Frank, I see you in the chat. I know you're mad, but it's the truth. This wide receiver room, and nobody would want to say it publicly. Nobody wanted to say it publicly before the season, but I saw it. I've been saying it since the beginning. Thank you, Rayshawn, for echoing that and just ringing the bell. I had to give you a siren. You got 30 seconds, man. Go ahead and close out.
I want Pete. The one thing I'm gonna say is Kevin Riley. He played excellent. I think the running back gonna be a big key of the rest of the season. I think Ryan Grubb gonna get that gonna get that running back group. Probably gonna be the top. I'm gonna at least top 10 running back group of this year if they can play consistent like that. But that's all I'm gonna say.
100%. Hey, I appreciate you for calling in, Ray Sean. And you already know, man. Roll Tide to you, boy, and keep supporting the Coach Smook Network, my guy.
All right, I see you next time.
Yes, sir. We got call in tonight. I see you tonight.
All right.
Hi. All right, y'all. Ray Sean on the chat. Y'all in the game with your boy Coach Smook. So that was the last phone call of the segment, y'all. We got about 4 minutes to close out. I appreciate y'all. So I'm going to close out with this. And then we'll continue the conversation. And I hope y'all clipping this and sharing this and saying Coach Smook with the Ryan Williams banter. Hey, call it what you want. I think we have the media. I think the people, the fan base has given way too much hype to Ryan Williams. Not that he isn't deserving of some of the big plays and the things that he's made since he's been on campus doing it at 17, whatever it is. That's all fine and dandy. But when you're trying to win a game, my hope is that I don't have to depend on Ryan Williams as my only option. And that's all I wanted the Bama Nation to hear. I feel like Jeremy Bernard could have been that. I told y'all he's the veteran guy in this room for a reason. And it's Isaiah Horton. We saw his big play making ability and his attention to detail, right? The type of catch rates that he possesses. Rico Scott, Cole Adams. Like those 4 wide receivers could be a dynamic quartet of wide receivers, but then you got receiving assets like Marshall Pritchett and Caleb Edwards in the tight end room that you're going to utilize. Ryan Williams will not be the leading receivers of this group. I said this once. I said it before. I said 700 yards, 7-8 touchdowns for Ryan Williams would not be a bad thing to have on his resume, right? Especially when you got 4 or 5 other receivers with 500 plus yards in that same room. And the way that Ty Simpson likes to distribute the ball, we saw it this past weekend. You had 17 of 17 completions, right? Where did his completions go to? I wrote it down. You had all three of his completions, all three of Jeremy Bernard's receptions was from Ty Simpson. You had two of your completions from receptions from Lashare Brooks came from Ty Simpson. That's 5, right? You had 3 from Isaiah Horton. That's 8. Cole Adams caught 2 from Ty Simpson. Kevin Riley caught 2 from Ty Simpson. Rico Scott caught 3 from Ty Simpson. Josh Cuevas caught 2 from Ty Simpson. And then Marshall Pritchett caught 1. So, like, yeah, he's going to spread the ball out. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different receivers in the game where he only threw 17 passes. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, that tells me that he wants to distribute the ball. So when a guy like Ryan Williams gets back added to the game plan, don't expect him to be the key. And hopefully, and like Frank said, he's being covered differently. Let's start there. Of course, that's the point. And the thing is, this year against Florida State, they stopped bracketing them in the second half. I'm glad AJ McCarron said something. They stopped bracketing him in the second half because he wasn't getting off the ball. Cole Adams is a more physical asset coming out the slot. Jalen Mbakwe runs with a little bit more attention, and you could. It's different for certain guys, man. It's different for certain guys. Ryan Williams could be the third option and still be just as effective and explosive in this offense as the third or fourth option. That means he's going against the opposing's defense's third, fourth, fifth best cover guy. I like my chances with that. I like him not being the focal point for that reason, because if he's not the focal point, that's just another cat in our bag that we can hold. That's another one up we got over the other team. So, yeah. Next up, Alabama versus Wisconsin this weekend. We'll be breaking that down this weekend. I mean, this week, throughout the rest of the week. Tonight, you'll see us start to break it down on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. Myself, Jackson Johnson, and Jeffrey, I think, will be available tonight. So we'll be breaking it down. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed our post-game show. Tonight's show will be about another 45 minutes, an hour segment, and then we'll be back live here at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time with the Coach Smook Collins Show, reacting to the rest of college football. You know, USF, Florida, their game got a lot of people in the uproar, people dogging Florida. Excuse me, but I would tell the rest of college football to watch out. USF is not anything to play with, right? They might mess around and be a college football, a college playoff team. They might be a CFP team, right? What's up? What up, Chris? Good to see you in the chat, man. With Ryan, I think most of the excitement came from the fact he came after so much loss that's in players, and with Coach Saban leaving like he left, and their fans looked at Ryan as the same facts. But let's get back to reality when we talk about the development of this player, man. The discussion should be the coach's Ty, not Ryan Williams. He's not making them call his number. I mean, you have a point. But I think this year, him not being the focal point, I don't think this year he's had an opportunity to be the guy, because Ty Simpson isn't forcing it to him. But last year, he had a problem being the guy. Fumbled, drop passes, right? This year, 3 drops. He has the most drops on the team right now. Ryan Williams does still. After 2 games, and he didn't play in one of them. He still has the most drops on the team. And it hasn't been the most targeted. Jeremy Bernard's been the most targeted. Ryan Williams now has the same amount of targets as Isaiah Horton. Marshall Pritchett has the same, not Marshall Pritchett, Josh Cuevas. Ryan Williams has the most drops. Let's start there. Why we got to put it on the coaches? And it's not on Ty. One underthrown ball to Ryan Williams in that game. The other 2 were on him. Drops. Got to use your hands. Roll Legend says Miami better watch out. They better. USF ain't playing, man. USF is not playing. They might run the state of Florida again. You know, they won the state of Florida last year. I think they play all the Florida opponents. UCF. I think they play UCF. I think they play Florida, Florida State, and Miami. So y'all better watch out for USF. 2 more minutes before we close the show, man. Again, I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to tap into all the content throughout the day. Continue running the likes up if you're tapping in. Shout out to YouTube for getting us up to 59 likes. One more like, I have us at 60. And shout out for TikTok, man. Shout out for TikTok for tapping the screen, man. I can't see how many taps we got, but Tia's tapping, and my boy Big Homie was tapping, and Antonio tapping, and Nate tapping, and Britt tapping. Everybody tapping. Instagram checking in. I feel y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Instagram. Thank y'all for showing up and supporting the Coach Smook Network. Don't forget to check out our merch, y'all. Check out our merch. If you haven't seen the merch, check it out, man. Check it out, because we got a lot of stuff that you can take advantage of. I'm trying to find somebody typing in the chat for us. ! Merch. Ryan Williams would never be the third option. Don't get your hopes up on this, my guy. Big Frank, you drinking too much of that Ryan Williams Kool-Aid. You drinking up too much of that Ryan Williams Kool-Aid. He will be the... Listen, Ryan Williams in the slot is going to open up everything else for everybody else. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, him being in the slot, you answered your own problem. You gave the answer to your own question / problem. They're going to cover him differently when he's on the field. So naturally, somebody else has to be open. That's why he won't be the guy. And until they make an adjustment and give him his opportunities, he's not going to be the leading guy. And people are going to be committed to making everybody else beat them but Ryan Williams. You get in the third quarter and Ryan Williams is not getting an opportunity. Now he must catch the ball, something he did not do against Florida State. He was not getting force-fed the ball against Florida State. Let's start there, too. Come on, man. Back to Jay Penny, I'm right there, too. Right now, I guarantee you Ty Simpson feels a lot more comfortable throwing the back shoulder one-on-one ball downfield to Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, and Rico Scott than he does with Ryan Williams. All that double catching stuff, that's got to stop. That's got to stop. Great you did it against Georgia in that moment, but it doesn't happen. You got to secure the ball. Rico Scott securing the ball even with the cup and cradling the ball catch, you got to secure that mug. Stop using your chest. Secure that mug. Tuck the ball. Protect your body when you're taking hits. Shout out to the 63 likes in the chat. Because that's the last game he played. Big Frank, you mad? You mad that we getting on the golden child? Ain't nobody above criticism. That's the problem. Y'all want to make excuses for Ty last week, and he had no excuses. The O-line did a great job blocking. Everybody want to make excuses today. Now after you see some people break down film and talk about how much time, after I said it immediately after the game, y'all want to watch some other channels break down film and do all this stuff. I mean, I'm telling y'all, O-line plays solid. Caden Proctor had some problems, but overall, the O-line plays solid. Yeah. Big Frank, we're discussing every game since Georgia. No one above criticism, Chris. Tell them. We love to get on everybody else. But our boy, the great hope of Alabama, can't be criticized when he's leading the team in drops. I guarantee if he continues to hear that, if my voice gets played on a voiceover and he continues to hear that, he's going to play better. And it's not dogging him. You got to be, man. If you're going to be the number one ops, you can't have the most drops. You can't have the most drops. Now, when we get down to the ratios and how everything percentage-wise might play out, yeah, you might have more drops. If you're getting 10 times more targets than everybody else on the team, it's more likely that you might have more drops than everybody, of course. But in this balanced pass attack where, come on, man. He ain't getting force-fed. Facts, Roll Legend. Tell him again. I'm a little behind. I'm driving from Sarasota, Florida to my town in Destin, Florida. The highway on going 20. The speed of and there's signs behind me. Nope, it's just. I got you with the sirens. My boy thought he thought 12 was on him. Oh, you drinking the Kool-Aid big time. If you don't think Ryan Williams can get pushed down to the third or fourth option in this offense as far as receiving assets, you're tripping. Jeremy Bernard was a fourth option at Washington in 2023. Jeremy Bernard was a fourth option at Washington, and we see what type of skill set he's possessing. He was the fourth option, fifth option, truly, behind the tight end. So don't think Ryan Williams, the true sophomore, like my guy Roll Legend says, won't be the third option. Oh, he big mad. He big mad real where. He ain't mad at me. He just mad at the fact that I'm the first one to speak up against Ryan Williams. And they got mad at AJ McCarron. I ain't even talking about what the man do off the field. That I commend him for being confident in who he is and being his own person. But at the end of the day, you gotta catch that ball, son, on that field. He look. Smitty was third option at one point. Third option and leading in receptions. Third option and leading in receptions. Third option and leading in receptions. Say it that way. He doesn't force feed himself the ball. He don't catch it either. I feel like Ryan Williams really about to be doggish when he returned, especially after what AJ said about him. I hope so. I want to see him do the simple things at a high rate. That's what I want to see. Best thing for Jaren Facts. How am I making it? The one thing he has to do, no matter if he being force fed the ball or not, he has to catch it. If the ball touch your hands, Big Frank, as a wide receiver, if the ball touch their hands, do you expect them to catch it? If you can answer me that, then you have no more argument with this Ryan Williams stuff. Exactly. He wasn't force fed like last year. He's leading in drops from the Georgia game since last year, but we force fed too. But a lot of his drops was wide open, so no excuses. Got to hold him accountable. I agree, Chris. Hey, you got to stand on your own. Answer the question, though. I haven't gone back and watched film yet, waiting until I get home. Did Hale play or get any time against ULM blocking or anything? Yeah, Hale played. He played some in the second quarter, played a lot in the third, and played a lot in the fourth quarter. He played the whole fourth quarter, I believe. He played some. Man, listen, when you go back and watch the game, watch how deep we go in our rotation early in the game, especially the wide receiver position. And I think we're going to need to do that. Give Ryan Williams one more week off. I agree with Ray Sean to call. Give Ryan Williams one more week off or make his workload real light this week. Give us some more film to work with everybody else going into Georgia week. Give Georgia something else to look at. Let Ryan Williams play the background for like 2 weeks. So then the Georgia game, he could be a lot more effective because I don't think he's going to be the number one option going into this game. He said, what are you talking about? He said, you jumped on everybody that got on Miro the last 2 years. Sure did, because a lot of stuff that they were saying, they weren't acting like other people can't take accountability. We talk about Jermaine Burton dropping Milrose passes the first year he was starting, right? We didn't give Miro excuses for being late on passes or underthrowing deep balls late in the season. We didn't give him passes on that. We didn't give him passes on leaving the pocket too early, right? We didn't give him passes on that. But what we wasn't about to do was act like that every pass he threw was bad because Jermaine Burton was dropping passes that year. And then last year, same thing. Ryan Williams. Big drop in Oklahoma game. Fumble on the first drive after a great pass. Great read by Jalen Miro, hitting him across the middle. While getting tackled, ball gets punched out. Ryan Williams. That ain't got nothing to do with Jalen Miro. The pass going to him getting tackled and hold on to the ball, that's on him. Him catching the ball when the ball is in his hands, that's on him. When the ball touched their hands, are you supposed to catch it? That's all I'm saying. When the ball touched your hands, are you supposed to catch it? 11 players had receptions for receptions, like 3 or 4 wide receivers only had one reception. The rest had multiple receptions. When you have the ball touch your hands in football as a wide receiver? What are you supposed to do? That's all I'm saying. Roll Tide to everybody in the chat, man. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all done took me over my time once again. I appreciate y'all for supporting the content as always. And remember, when y'all see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll see y'all tonight at 6 p.m. on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. Then we'll be live 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here for our call-in, Coach Smook call-in show, where we won't have segments broken down. We'll just come in and get to the callers. Y'all make sure y'all tap in tonight and support your boy. I love y'all. Roll Tide, and I'll see y'all a little bit later. Y'all be blessed, y'all.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.